Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mastering English Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam.
We are so happy you're joining us today because we are tackling something, it really touches everyone. Your dreams, your goals.
And, the confidence to actually talk about them.
Exactly. That's the real struggle, isn't it? You have these huge aspirations in your heart.
Hmm.
Maybe it's a new career. Maybe it's traveling somewhere incredible.
Right. Or finally starting that project you've been thinking about for years.
Mm.
But then you get put on the spot. Someone asks you in English, so what are your plans?
And your mind just goes blank. The words just aren't there. You feel kind of stuck.
And you end up giving this vague, quiet answer when you really want to sound clear and focused.
Well, that feeling, that frustration, it stops today. Our whole mission with this deep dive is to transform that vague wish into clear, expressible action.
Yeah, we've brought together some amazing material. We have insights from linguistic experts, but also from some motivational giants.
So this isn't just about learning new vocabulary. It's about mastering the entire language of ambition.
It is. We've got philosophical ideas on why persistence is so important,
Yeah.
but also, the practical, structured English phrases you need to communicate what you want for your future.
There is so much ground to cover. But before we jump in, we just have one small job for you.
Hmm.
If Mastering English Podcast is helping you feel more confident, please take a second right now to subscribe. Give this deep dive a like. It really helps other people find it.
And maybe share it with someone you know who has big dreams and just needs that little linguistic push to get started.
Your support, it honestly helps us reach so many more learners all over the world.
It really does. Thank you.
Okay. Let's start by laying the foundation. We use the words dream and goal all the time, sometimes like they're the same thing.
Right, we use them interchangeably.
But the sources we looked at give us a really useful way to separate them. So what is the fundamental difference between a dream and a goal?
And that distinction is so, so important for clarity. So a dream. A dream is defined as the big wish for your future.
The big wish.
It's the emotional core. It's
Okay.
something you really want, something that makes your heart feel, warm when you think about it.
So it's the big picture.
Exactly. The ultimate vision of the life you would love to have.
Okay, so a dream is really broad. It's aspirational. The examples in the sources were huge things like traveling the entire world.
Or living near the ocean when you retire.
Mhm.
Or even something like having a very simple, calm life with less stress. It's the final destination you're aiming for.
Got it.
And, in more formal English, there's another word for this, an aspiration.
Aspiration. Okay, let's unpack that for a second. It sounds a bit more professional.
It is, but it's simple.
Mm.
An aspiration just means a strong hope or a dream for the future. So if you say, my aspiration is to work for the UN, you're just sharing your highest dream in a slightly more formal way.
Right. It's not just a plan. It's the thing you're really reaching for. I like that.
Okay, so if the dream is the emotional big picture aspiration, the goal is the specific action.
The action.
A goal is something concrete you actually plan to do. It's the step you work toward. So if the dream is the what,
Then the goal is the how.
precisely. The goal is how you're going to get there.
That contrast is so helpful. The emotional what versus the specific how. A dream can be a little fuzzy, like I want to be a successful writer,
Right.
but a goal has to be sharp, precise. I want to finish the first draft of my novel by the end of this year. One creates emotion, the other creates action.
And they absolutely need each other. A dream is a big feeling, but the goals are what keep it anchored in reality. They're a team.
A big dream travels with small goals. I like that phrasing.
If you just have the dream without any goals, the sources say it's just going to stay a wish, a fantasy.
We actually got a wonderful example of this from one of our listeners, Crystal. Her story demonstrates this perfectly. Her dream was huge.
Monumental, really.
To study in Canada. Think about that. A new country, a new culture, advanced academic English. It's a huge, kind of scary aspiration.
Yeah, she said the first feeling she had was just this paralyzing fear. The dream just felt so far away.
So what does she do?
Instead of focusing on that huge, scary final result, she took that big dream and she translated it into 3 very clear, very achievable goals.
Okay, can you walk us through those? Because I think they really show this idea of consistency over intensity.
Absolutely. So her goals were not about, getting lucky or becoming perfect overnight. They were all about small, continuous actions.
Okay.
First, improve her English proficiency by studying for 2 hours every single day for 1 year.
Wow, every day.
Second, save a specific amount of money every single month, no exceptions. And third, applied to 3 specific universities by a specific date.
That is just a phenomenal example of turning intensity into consistency.
Oh,
Can we
no.
break that down? What does consistency actually mean here? Because I think for our listeners, that is often the hardest part.
Well, consistency just means doing something again and again on a
Mm.
regular schedule without big breaks. And the key idea from all the sources is that consistency is way more powerful than intensity.
Right. Intensity is like studying English for 10 hours on a Saturday.
And then doing nothing for the next 3 weeks.
Exactly. Consistency is that 30 minutes you do every single day. Crystal didn't need to learn all of English in 1 month.
No, she just needed to keep showing up day after day for a year. That's consistency.
And the result was, well, it's undeniable. She achieved her dream because she had this clear map of consistent steps. She turned an abstract feeling into a daily routine.
Exactly. And her story is that critical bridge, the bridge between feeling the dream and actually acting on the goals.
Okay, that sets the concepts perfectly. Now let's get into the language. For all our B1 learners listening, how do we actually talk about this stuff naturally in English?
Right.
Because you need different language tools for those concrete plans versus those softer emotional wishes. Let's get into the language toolkit.
Okay, let's start with the clearest one. Sharing definite plans or goals. So when you're really committed to something, you need specific active phrases that show you have a plan.
The sources gave us 3 really strong options for this.
The first one is very direct, just a declarative statement. My goal is to, and then you add the verb.
So, my goal is to improve my Spanish by taking weekly lessons.
Or, my goal is to exercise more regularly, specifically 3 times a week. It's very clear, very professional.
Okay, what's the second one?
The second one uses the continuous form to show the plans are already happening. I'm planning to.
Right. This suggests you've already started thinking about it seriously, maybe making some arrangements.
Exactly. Like, I'm planning to start a new coding hobby next month, or I'm planning to take a week off work in August.
Got it. And the third one?
The third one is the common future expression that shows a really firm decision. I plan to, or I'm going to. These sound very committed.
So you might say, I'm going to launch my own freelance business by the end of the quarter. That sounds like the decision is made.
It does. And, there's a subtle difference there between I'm planning to and I'm going to.
Yeah, let's touch them on.
Planning to suggests you're still in the preparation phase. You might still be looking at options. But I'm going to. That sounds like the decision is final. Execution is about to begin.
That's a great distinction. And the main lesson here seems to be about specificity.
Absolutely. Instead of saying, I want to exercise more, which is so vague.
You say, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week.
Right. It provides a measurable action. Specificity is clarity, and that clarity is what builds confidence when you speak.
Okay, now let's switch gears to the softer side. Sharing big hopes or dreams. These are the big emotional things that might be years away. If you use that strong goal language for a big dream, it can sound a little unnatural or even overwhelming.
For sure. For these big aspirations, we need gentler language. The most direct way is to say, I dream of.
Okay, and there's a grammar point here, right?
Yes, a key one for our listeners. This phrase, I dream of, is almost always followed by a gerund. That's the ing form of a verb, or just a noun.
So you wouldn't say, I dream of write a book.
No, exactly. You say, I dream of writing a book.
Yeah.
Or, I dream of traveling the world.
Got it. The emotion is clear and the grammar is correct.
Another way is to use the structure. My dream is to, followed by the simple verb, like, my dream is to live near the ocean one day.
That feels very definitive, like it's your core wish.
It is. And then there's the classic all-purpose phrase, I hope to. This one works for almost anything.
Yeah, like I hope to get a promotion next year.
Or, I hope to travel more this year. It keeps the focus on hope, without needing a strict timeline.
This all makes a lot of sense. But what about those wishes that are really uncertain? Maybe you're just exploring an idea.
Great question. For those, we use even softer, kind of preparatory language. So instead of a firm commitment, you use a phrase that shows you're still thinking. The perfect one is, I'm thinking about.
Okay, so instead of saying I'm moving abroad, which is way too firm,
Right.
you say I'm thinking about changing my job or I'm thinking about moving abroad next year. It shows you're considering it, but there's still flexibility.
Exactly. And then we have one of my favorites. I'd love to. This uses the conditional would, which automatically makes the desire softer.
Like, I'd love to learn to play the piano.
Yes. And I think we should really dig into why that feels so much softer than saying, my goal is to learn the piano.
Okay, yeah. Why is "I'd love to" considered softer? What's the real difference there?
The difference is all about the implied action. When you say, my goal is to, it implies a plan, a commitment, a timeline.
Right. It invites questions like how and when.
Exactly. But I'd love to just express as a deep desire. It means if the circumstances were perfect, this is what I would choose. It shares the wish without putting any pressure on you to immediately explain how you're going to do it.
I see. It lets you share something from the heart without having to present a whole project plan.
Precisely. And in a similar way, you can also use one day I want to.
One day I want to own a small cafe.
Right. That phrase, one day, tells the listener this is in the distant future. There's no rush. It's okay to dream slowly.
And no matter if it's a big dream or a small goal, the most powerful thing we can do when we talk about them is explain the why.
Yes. Always.
Yeah.
You have to use the word because, or, if you want to sound a little more formal, in order to.
Don't just state the fact. Give the motivation behind it.
So my dream is to live near the ocean because I feel peaceful near the water.
Or I need to save money in order to pay for my university tuition.
The why is the emotional heart of it all. People connect with your motivations so much more than the technical detail of your goal. The why makes your answer personal and interesting.
We should probably also just quickly mention the huge variety of dreams people have. The sources had some nice categories.
Yeah, just to show the range. There are career dreams, promotions, starting a company.
Travel dreams, visiting a specific continent or seeing the northern lights.
Family dreams, getting married, having children, and of course health and fitness dreams like running a marathon or just eating healthier.
What connects all of them is that they're deeply personal.
Absolutely. And learning the language to talk about them is the first big step.
Okay, so we have the concepts, we have the language. Now we have to talk about the hard part, the motivational deep dive. Because talking about dreams is nice, but achieving them means dealing with disappointment, with failure, with pain.
This is really the moment that separates the people who just dream from the people who achieve. If you quit after the first problem, it doesn't matter how great your plan is. Persistence is.
Yeah.
It's just not optional.
One of the sources from a philosopher named Ahmed Ismail talks about the inevitability of this. He says that disappointment, failure, loss, they're universal. Pain isn't something that might happen to you. It's a basic part of being human.
And when you're working on something big, a long-term dream, it's so easy to get discouraged. You look at your progress after a few months and you think, this is never going to happen.
Or, I'm not smart enough for this. And that leads to settling for mediocrity.
Right. But the key insight from that source is it's transformative. Pain changes us. A heartbreak, a financial problem, failing an exam. These things develop something inside you that can only be developed in difficult times.
So the pain actually prepares you, it increases you, it helps you grow.
It's the raw material for building your character. It develops patience, resilience. The difficulty isn't there to stop you, it's there to prepare you for a level of success that needs more strength.
So this gives you a choice, doesn't it? When you face that pain, you can either become bitter, angry, sad, focused on why it happened to you.
Or you can choose to become better.
And becoming better means using that disappointment as fuel, finding a new passion, a new fire because of the failure.
Yeah, the philosopher says we shouldn't complain about the difficulty because without it, we can't actually achieve our destiny.
And I think that idea that pain is for preparation, not a sign to quit, links directly to this concept of falling forward.
Ah, yes. From Denzel Washington. It's such a powerful idea.
It's a total counter-argument to that safe advice we always hear. Make sure you have something to fall back on.
And his point is, never fall back. If you're going to trip, fall forward.
Why?
Because at least that way, you can see what you're going to hit. You're still moving in the direction of your goal, even as you're failing.
This means you have to embrace risk. You have to accept failure as just part of the journey.
He used some incredible stories to back this up. For example, Reggie Jackson, the baseball player. He struck out 2,600 times.
2,600 times. That's the most in baseball history.
Think about that. 2,600 times he swung and missed. He failed at his main job. But nobody remembers the strikeouts.
No, they only remember the home runs.
His whole career was about extreme consistency, showing up, swinging the bat, and moving forward, even after failing thousands and thousands of times.
And the classic example, Thomas Edison. We all know he invented the light bulb, but we forget the process. He had 1,000 failed experiments.
1,000. Imagine how discouraging experiment number 999 must have been.
Right. But by falling forward, by learning from every single failure, he was always getting one step closer to the answer.
If you're not failing, you're not even trying hard enough.
You will fail. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. It's just inevitable, so you have to embrace it.
Denzel Washington told his own story about this. Early in his career, he auditioned for a big Broadway musical. He thought the role was perfect for him. One problem.
He couldn't sing.
He couldn't sing, so of course he failed the audition. But he didn't quit. He didn't fall back. He walked out, and he just started preparing for the next audition.
Always moving forward.
Decades later, because he kept falling forward, he was performing a major play at the exact same theater where he first failed that singing audition.
That's what persistence looks like.
Failure is just what happens when you try to achieve something you never had by doing something you never did.
Okay, I love all this motivational fire, but I think our listeners might be thinking, isn't there a point where persistence is just foolish?
That is a brilliant and necessary question.
I mean, did the sources talk about when to know it's time to change the dream, not just the effort?
Yes, they did. And the distinction they make is critical. Persistence means changing the method, but not the mission.
Ooh, I like that. Change the method, not the mission.
So if Crystal's goal of applying to 3 universities failed, she shouldn't quit the dream of studying in Canada. She should change the method.
Apply to 10 universities, maybe?
Yeah.
Or wait 6 months to improve her English score?
Exactly. True persistence is flexible, not just stubborn. If your current path hits a wall, you pivot. You change your route, but you keep the destination the same.
That brings the whole philosophy back to a very practical place. We're not machines. We have to adapt.
We do. And connecting this back to the bigger picture, Denzel Washington leaves us with this really heavy idea. He talks about the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential.
Wow, that phrase is powerful.
And he says to imagine on your deathbed being surrounded by the ghosts of the ideas you never acted on, the talents you never used, the books you never wrote.
And they're standing there angry and disappointed.
Saying, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, and now we have to go to the grave together.
That creates a very healthy fear of regret.
It's a huge driver. The world needs your gifts, your time, your talent, your patience. That dream that keeps coming back to you,
Yeah.
it's still alive, even if it feels buried under years of inaction.
Okay, that is a heavy thought. Let's use that intensity to build a structure that makes sure those ghosts never show up. How do we go from feelings to concrete actions?
We need a system. And the sources all recommended the same one, this SMART goal method. It's perfect for B1 learners because it breaks huge dreams into very clear steps.
Okay, let's break down the acronym. Let's use an example. I want to get a professional certification in my field.
Perfect. So S is for specific. Your goal has to be clear, not vague. So not just learn marketing, but I will enroll in and complete the advanced marketing certification course.
Okay, M is for measurable. You have to be able to track your progress.
Right. So for our certification, it's I will pass all 6 modules and I will study for 10 hours per week. You can measure that.
A is for achievable. The goal has to be realistic for you right now.
Our example is achievable if the person has the time and the foundational knowledge. If not, you have to adjust the goal.
R is for relevant. The goal has to matter to you. It has to connect to your bigger dream.
It has to connect back to your why.
And finally, T is for time-bound. You must have a deadline. This is so important.
It's critical. It prevents procrastination.
Yeah.
So I will finish this certification course by November 30th of this year.
So when you put it all together, a SMART goal is super precise. So much stronger than just saying, I want a promotion.
The structure removes the vagueness. It makes the goal feel real and less overwhelming. And when you talk about it in English, you sound so focused.
Oh, so we have the big structure. Now we need to look at the daily reality. Let's talk about the daily anchor.
I love this concept. It's so simple, but so profound. You know how an anchor keeps a boat from drifting away? The daily anchor is one small, consistent action that keeps your dream right there in your day so that all the distractions of life don't pull it away.
And this action requires that word again, consistency. Do it again and again, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes.
And the key technique here is to choose a clear, fixed time. The sources warn us that saying, I'll do it sometime today, almost always means never.
Your brain has too many decisions to make already.
Exactly. So you make it automatic, non-negotiable. After dinner, I do 10 minutes of English reading, or Before I check my email, I write one sentence for my novel.
I can relate to that. When I was working on a new course idea last year, my daily anchor was 15 minutes a day, every single weekday. It didn't feel fast, but that feeling of telling your dream, I'm coming slowly but surely, it's so powerful.
And the source had another great analogy for this. Treat your savings goal like rent for your future.
Rent for your future. I love that.
Each month, you save a fixed amount first, before you pay for anything else that's not essential. It's a small, honest commitment to the person you want to become.
It creates a habit that reinforces your loyalty to the dream.
It does.
Okay, so the motivation is high, the language is clear, the plan is structured. But now we have to protect it. Dream thieves and obstacles are going to show up.
Absolutely. Protecting your focus is just as important as setting the goal in the first place. And the first step is to identify those dream thieves.
The sources named a few big ones. First, constant notifications, endless social media scrolling.
Second, trying to multitask.
Okay, let's define multitask for our listeners. It just means trying to do many things at the same time.
Right, like trying to study English while you're checking messages and a TV show is on in the background. And the sources say multitasking doesn't save time. It just fractures your attention.
Yeah.
You end up doing 3 things badly instead of 1 thing well.
And the third goof is comparing yourself to others online, seeing their success and feeling bad about your own small steps.
The protection strategy is to create that short, protected block of time, your daily anchor, where your dream is the only star. Put your phone on silent. Change your environment.
Yeah, that physical change helps. Having a focus corner in your room sends a signal to your brain. Okay, we are serious now.
Then you have to deal with the obstacles, especially that inner voice.
Yeah.
The voice that says, I don't have enough money, or I'm too old to learn this.
These are challenges, not stop signs.
And we need to use active language against them. Instead of a passive phrase like, I can't afford that, you say something active. It's challenging, but I'm not giving up, or I'm finding ways to.
So I'm finding ways to practice English every day, even though I'm busy.
Yes. That active language shows you and the world that you are moving forward. You're managing the challenge.
The core of this is a mindset shift. And mindset is just your attitude, the way you think about something.
You have to see your dream as a direction, not a punishment. It's supposed to pull you forward and give you hope, especially during hard times.
So if you feel really discouraged, just ask, what can I do in the next 5 minutes, not the next 5 years?
That small action shows loyalty to your dream. It means you're staying with it, even when it's not fun or easy.
The ultimate question to ask yourself every day is, today, am I for my dream or against my dream?
And if most days you choose to be for your dream, even in a small way, you will get there.
Finally, we have to talk about sharing your dream. Because sharing it, especially in English, makes it feel more real. And it can open doors you never expected.
It can. And if someone reacts negatively, remember what we talked about. Their doubt is usually about their fear, not your limit. So share your dream with people who support you.
And we absolutely must celebrate the small wins.
Yes.
Those little successes along the way. If your dream is fluency, a small win is having your first phone call in English without asking them to repeat themselves.
Or running your first kilometer without stopping. Celebrating those wins keeps you motivated. It reminds you that your effort is working. You are making progress.
There's one last story that really ties us all together, the story of Jesse, the soccer player. His dream was to play professionally, but a serious knee injury at 18 made that physically impossible.
He felt this immense loss. His entire plan was just gone. But instead of letting the dream die, he asked that key question, what else is possible?
And he realized he could still be part of the sport he loved. His dream it transformed.
His new goal became coaching young players, teaching them the discipline and passion he learned. And now, 5 years later, he loves his job. He feels more fulfilled than he ever imagined.
The dream didn't die. It just changed its shape. It evolved.
And that's the lesson. If your original plan doesn't work, stay open, be flexible, and allow your dream to evolve with you.
That flexibility is the ultimate sign of resilience.
Okay, we have covered a massive amount of ground today.
We really have. We define dreams as that big wish, the aspiration, and goals as the specific, measurable steps you take.
And we gave you the clear English phrases you need for definite plans like my goal is to, and for those softer wishes like I dream of writing or I'd love to. And we talked about the power of explaining your why.
And we were reminded to embrace failure, to fall forward, remembering all the times Edison and Reggie Jackson failed. Persistence means changing the method, not the mission.
And we gave you the practical tools to make it happen. The SMART goal method and the daily anchor, that one small action that keeps your dream alive every day.
Your dreams are so valid. Learning to talk about them clearly in English isn't just language practice, it's life practice. It makes you clearer and braver. So keep that dream alive by taking one small action today.
And we have a micro challenge for you to do right now. Go to the comment section and write one single sentence about your dream or goal. Use a phrase we taught you today.
Something like, my goal is to practice English speaking for 20 minutes every day this week.
Or, I hope to get a new job because I want a better future. Just one sentence to make it real.
That one small step is your daily anchor for today. And don't forget to subscribe to Mastering English Podcast for more deep dives like this.
Please share this episode with a friend who needs a little encouragement today.
I'm Alex. See you next time.
And I'm Sam. Bye.